favorite athlete is Anthony Rizzo.
Hi, my name is Julian Rock, and I play right field, and my favorite athlete is Mookie Betts.
Hi, my name is Jacob Budars. I play shortstop and pitcher, and my favorite player is Rafael Devers.
My name is Sean Stolars. I play first base, and I lost my voice before this.
My name's Anthony. I play right field, and my favorite Gatorade is on the line.
Hi, my name is Samuel Luby. I play left field, and my favorite baseball player is Anthony Rizzo.
My name's Eli Bucko. I play pitcher and first base, and my favorite baseball player is JD Martinez.
Hi, my name's Ryan Phelan. I play pitcher and first base, and my favorite athlete is Dave Ortiz.
Hi, my name is Paul Verdokian. I play catcher, and I'm the best goal on the team.
It's a Connecticut lineup that has a lot of pop and has been swinging a great bat throughout this postseason. They'll be going up against a very dangerous pitcher and one of the best all-around athletes in this competition, Tristan Lucier.
Yeah, we're going to see him throw that fastball, as I mentioned, in the low 70s. His last outing versus Maine, he had 11 strikeouts and only 4 walks. Coach DeVal said he wishes he would throw his off-speed pitches a little bit more, but when you've got a blazing fastball like that and it's effective, don't change a thing.
You've got 2 swing and miss guys on the mound that really could act as an ace for either one of these teams. And Lucier and Eli Bucko, who will see batting third in this Manchester, Connecticut lineup. First pitch is off the plate outside. Julius Trimback calling balls and strikes. We're underway from Breen Field in Bristol, Connecticut. Payman was one of the heroes in the victory over Massachusetts. He came out of the bullpen and closed it down. Nicknamed Country Boy, a young man who loves to eat Nutter Butters before every game. A good high-calorie superstition. His favorite movie is The Sandlot, a very common choice amongst these youngsters. By the way, that I got to just say quickly on the theme of baseball movies, Field of Dreams, the game in Iowa the other night was one of the most amazing baseball things we've seen in a while. That was fantastic.
I couldn't agree more, man. And it sent chills down my spine to see the corn shaking as those big ball players were walking through it. That was incredible.
Incredible start for Lucier. A strikeout of the leadoff man, Payman, on a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're going to see today from Lucier is that fastball in this first batter. He was able to locate it up in the strike zone, and then he went down about the knee. So if he can move that pitch around, it'll be hard to hit.
Well, this was the man in the victory 2 days ago over Massachusetts. Jacob Budars, the winning pitcher, the big home run, did it all. Hits one over to the third baseman, Connolly, a bobble, and that'll allow Budars to reach safely.
You said it, Mike. That was a sharply hit ball to the third baseman. And Connolly's made some great plays at third, but this was a little too hot to handle right here. He does a fantastic job of keeping the ball in front of him, but just not in time for Budars.
And again, you're manning the hot corner there. That's 60 feet from home plate, not 90. So that ball gets to you pretty quick on a ball like that, hit by Budars. So a runner at first, one gone. And here is the 3-hole hitter and the pitcher today, the 5'11" Eli Bucko. You can't see it with the long pants, but Bucko wears the same Red Sox socks every game. That's his superstition. He goes down quickly on strikes. And already 2 punch-outs for Lucier.
Number 2, Ryan Gorman.
If you want to talk about the most athletic team in this region, and I would say in some of the others as well, look no further than New Hampshire. They have a number of just incredible athletes that play multiple sports. You got a lot of hockey and football players on this roster. And this is one of them on the mound. You talk about Tristan Lucier. His father played football at University of New Hampshire, and his mother, Michelle, was a great hockey player. She was the #1 hockey player in Canada at a time. So great bloodlines, and of course his twin brother is the first baseman. That's Cal Lucier. 3-0 pitch on the way, and that catches the outside corner to Ryan Gorman. Gorman knows everything about this event. His big brother Mark played Little League. His father played for Manchester. His sister played softball. Dribbles one over to third, and the throw is made by Connolly in time to retire the side. So Lucier works. Eli Bucko is the young man who will be on the bump for Manchester going up against that New Hampshire lineup, which has been scorching hot. Again, 34 runs in the last 3 games, but this is a good guy to extinguish the flames. Bucko, who is the reason why Manchester made it this far, winning their first state crown in that title game. In a 10-0 win over Wilton, he allowed just 1 hit. He also went 3 for 3 at the plate. And another guy, Dave DeLucci, that's got some really good stuff. And he shows some glove work on a hot shot back to the mound. Quick throw to first to retire Don LeBranch.
I mean, talk about instincts and reaction time right there. Bucko releases a lightning fastball, and I think that ball was caught in the air. I don't think that ball touched the ground. What an incredible play.
Number 27.
You and I have talked about it, but working these games throughout the course of this New England regional and watching many of the other regions across the country on ESPN, that's the level that impresses me and surprises me the most. The level of defense we're watching for these 11 and 12-year-olds. Watch this play.
Yeah, look at that. A little self-defense action right there, but I'm not sure. I thought he caught it, but he still made an accurate throw to first base. And that's one thing about pitching. After you release that ball, you become a defender. So you got to get in the proper position to field a hot shot right back at you.
4 pitches, 4 strikes early on thrown by Bucko. Good matchup here with Duval, who was the story yesterday in the victory for New Hampshire. Terrific on the mound. Also had the big 2-run single in the 2nd inning, so he is a huge reason why they are in this championship game. No team from New Hampshire has made it to Williamsport since 2006. That was Portsmouth. Ground ball to third, and that is in and out of the glove of Gorman, so Duval will be at first safely.
Yeah, that young man right there, he can swing the hot bat as well. That was a fastball up and in, and he shows how quick his hands are to be able to pull it down the third baseline.
Number 4, Tristan Lucier.
It will go down as an error. First of the game. 1 on, 1 out for Lucier. And as good as he is on the mound, he can be just as dominating at the plate. Had a home run that his coaches say traveled nearly 300 feet earlier in this event. Just a great all-around athlete. I'd say he's one of the best hockey players in the state of New Hampshire. And of course, New Hampshire, not far from Canada. A lot of young men love the sport of hockey. Certainly a far cry from what we see at some of the other parts of the country where nobody knows what a hockey stick even looks like. Fly ball to left field. Jackson will put it away. Exciting outfielder out there who loves a good dive. He didn't need to dive for that ball.
Yeah, you're going to see some great outfield play by Jackson, Bundy in center field, and Julian Rock. They can cover a lot of ground. That's the 3 amigos in the outfield. They are fun to watch.
Now Cal Lucier, the twin brother, a little bit bigger, not quite the hitter of Tristan, but still awfully good. You saw Mom applauding earlier. She gives them each a lucky penny to put in the back pocket before each and every game. That penny's been working some magic here of late. There's the former hockey standout. And a 3-0 count, ball getting to the backstop, so an easy advancement for DeVal. Nicknamed Big Cat at 5'8", 140 pounds. A little bit more robust than his twin brother. Again, we had showers earlier this morning, and it's cleared up now. What you see on your screen right now is not at all what it looked like about an hour ago when the tarp was on the field. Ball 4 outside.
As you can see the aggressiveness of this New Hampshire team. Cal Lucier swinging at that 3-0 count. These guys are going to take their hacks. They have the ability to score runs in bunches, and they know early in this ball game it's very important to get on the scoreboard first and set the momentum.
And an early conference on the mound surrounding the 5'11" pitcher Eli Bucko. Keith Townsend is going to be the batter for New Hampshire. New Hampshire about 45 minutes west of Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. Spot I hit earlier on the way to Maine. A little summer trip. Beautiful part of the country for both of these particular states. Manchester, Connecticut, about a 35-minute drive to Bristol, where this is taking place, which is not too far from our ESPN campus. Many of the young men on the Connecticut squad have already taken a visit over there. And ball 1 strike now, the count on Townsend. Townsend's father, Blair Townsend, played baseball at RPI, a Division III school in the state of New York. And he hammers one to right. That's going to get down for a base hit, and it'll get by the right fielder, Rock. 2 runs will score, and once again, New Hampshire takes an early lead.
Well, look at this swing right here. I guarantee you Papa is proud of this. This ball is a line shot down the right field line. Does a great job of keeping his front shoulder in. And New Hampshire is on the scoreboard first with a 2-run double by Townsend.
Showing bunt and taking high and tight is Acevedo. Boy, New Hampshire again. Their coach Tim DeVal told us they lost the first game. They were just too tight. They were just a little bit too nervous, not playing loose. They lose their first game, and of course, double elimination format. So they've been playing one elimination game after another, and since then, the last 3 games, outscoring their opponents 34-1. Another meeting on the mound here. That is Paul Rubin, the league president. By the way, while we have a moment, let's clean something up. There was some controversy about our broadcast 2 days ago. Head coach and manager Rob Restelli, while he does liken his team to the New York Yankees, they swing for the fences, they hit a lot of home runs, and while his favorite player growing up was former New York Yankee Bobby Mercer, the intel we got initially was incorrect. He is a hardcore Mets fan. When we mentioned he was a Yankees fan, his phone blew up. So we want to make sure we set the record straight. Rob Restelli is a very proud New York Mets fan. And even though his team has been sliding of late and is struggling to stay in contention for the postseason with Jacob deGrom on the shelf, he is still a proud Mets fan, much like our prideful producer, Joe McCoy.
I'm glad you set the record straight. Those are fighting words. Those are a Mets fan.
It could have been worse. I could have said he was a Red Sox fan like almost everybody else in this event.
That's true.
I don't think they would have appreciated that much. So at least we got the state right. Right now he needs some Yankees-type performance on the mound and at the plate. Which again, that's who he says his team plays like. Bucko in a jam, 2 on, 2 outs, and a strike on the outer third. Eli Bucko with some traffic on the diamond, 2 runs already in. Chavette the batter, and Chavette gets hit on one that got away from Bucko, got him looked like right around the waist. And Tyler Chavette, the catcher, will trot to first. Sacks are packed for New Hampshire here in the first. They have just picked up where they have left off the last 3 games.
Yeah, they came in with a lot of momentum, and really from top to bottom, every one of these hitters are dangerous.
Including
see
this
the big
young
healthy
man.
hacks.
Yeah, the 8-hole hitter Braden Connolly, the third baseman you saw in the intros. They call him ER because he's always getting hurt. That left wrist taped up. He's a non-baseball injury. Dribbles one to second, and a nice play to step on the bag. The league also extends its appreciation to its official sponsors like Dick's Sporting Goods and Chick-fil-A, who help maintain the strength and leadership of the Little League program. Mike Morgan, Dave DeLucci, and I can't say enough about that from the umpires who overall have done a great job volunteering their time to help put this on, all the organizers. And even today we watched the grounds crew, when it was raining this morning in Bristol, Connecticut, keep that field in good shape. The coaches who volunteer their time. It takes a tremendous effort by a number of people to make this go as smoothly as it does. Verdokian, Rock, and Kobe Jackson due up for Connecticut here in the top of the second. Working against Tristan Lucier, the starting pitcher and one of the better ones in this region for New Hampshire. Third 3-ball count, gets the strike there. New Hampshire, of course, in the navy blue. Connecticut in those slick red unis that they just got. The leadoff walk to Verdokian. They got that right before their first game. And you know how it is, Dave. I mean, in Little League Baseball, uniforms, how you look, that's just as important as how you play. So they got the slick unis, and sometimes that can help your play. That didn't work out for you so well.
No, you said it right. Sometimes it can, sometimes it can't. I remember a 10-year-old all-star team I played on. We got some new unis right before our first game. And all we did after that was we went a quick 2 and out. But it didn't help our play on the field. But we looked really good going up to the snowball stand in brand new unis.
So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's worked pretty well so far. We'll see if they can tap into that uni swag here with Julian Rock at the plate. The smallest young man on the Manchester, Connecticut roster at 4'8". And his sock game is strong as well. You can't see it, but he's got the SpongeBob socks on underneath those pants. A full count to the right fielder, Julian Rock. Back, another payoff pitch due to Rock. Second full count for Tristan Lucier. And that one, a paint job on the outside corner of the backward K, and the third punch out already for Lucier.
Yeah, that's just straight gasoline right here over that outside corner. And for Rock, it was hard to pull the trigger. That was perfectly placed. Chavette has given him a great target, and Lucier was able to hit it.
And again, at this level, and with the mound at 46 feet, a true flamethrower is hitting 70 miles per hour plus. And we don't have a radar gun, but I'm guessing that's at least 70 on that fastball.
Yeah, it's got a lot of zip on it, and as we mentioned earlier, Lucier pretty much is a predominant fastball pitcher, doesn't mix up his pitches much, so he just gets up there, rears back, and lets it eat.
be Jackson eyes one on the outside corner. That's a pitch that's as hard as Lucier throws is going to be hard to catch up to and get to. And living on the outside corner right now is Lucier. 20 times a Connecticut team has made it to Williamsport. This will be the 21st and the first time ever for Manchester. In fact, they had never won their state championship. They've already made history. They'll make some more in about 5 days when they take part in the Little League World Series. 2-2, and that catches the heart of the plate for strike 3. So 4 strikeouts, 2 looking, 2 swinging for Lucier.
And we'll see if Connecticut can make the adjustment on the flamethrower Lucier right here. All fastballs is what he's throwing, and if you're the hitter, you got to get your foot down a little bit sooner, load a little bit earlier at the plate. It's not necessarily swinging harder or swinging faster. You just have to be in the launch position just a tad earlier. That's the way you catch up to a blazing fastball.
Cam Bundy, the 8-hole hitter, playing center. A Yankees fan whose favorite athlete is Anthony Rizzo. Those two things have now come together after a trade from the Cubs. Another 3-ball count. So 3-1 the count on Cam Bundy. Verdokian over at first. Connecticut trying to dig out of a 2-0 hole. 6-inning games here in Little League. And he thought it was ball 4, called a strike at the knees.
Another good location. It's that outside corner that Lucier has been effective with. That one right there was not only on the corner, but it was at the knee.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. He strikes out the side. A handful for Lucier. That is because due to COVID protocols, we will not have any international representation. So the games you're seeing today, basically both teams have already clinched a trip to the Little League World Series because of that. Obviously the championship of the respective regions still on the line, not to mention seedings once you get to Williamsport. It all started 74 years ago, 1947. And for the most part, it has gone off without a hitch. Of course, last year was the exception due to COVID. We missed out on that. We missed out on this great event. Glad to have it back. So many great stories that come out of Little League Baseball. How about this one for you, Dave DeLucci? Good trivia question. The only player to win a Little League World Series, a College World Series, a Major League Baseball World Series. That is rarefied air. And I'll give you a clue. He'll be playing today for the New York Mets. Now, Met fan extraordinaire Joe McCoy should be saying the answer in my ear, but I've not heard it yet.
I'm stumped too.
Maybe win the World Series. Maybe Rob Rastelli, Mr. Met fan coaching Connecticut, will know the answer. I'll give it to you after this batter. 3-1 count to Michaud. Michaud, who his coach says is a football star in the making, basically had to be talked into playing baseball, but he's a great athlete. There's self-proclaimed Met fan Rob Rastelli. The answer is Michael Conforto. Conforto participated in the World Series Little League. Redmond, Washington. Then he did win a championship with Oregon State in 2013, but he also played it. And then played in the World Series with the Mets in 2015. Now, the only guy to play in all three, not win all three, but he did play in all three, Michael Conforto.
That is amazing.
That's a nice little trophy case right there. A little dribble to the right side on the bunt, and he beats it out. Nice play. 2 on and nobody out here for New Hampshire.
Look at this bunt. I mean, this is textbook, put in a perfect place. Really no chance for Eli Bucko. They pounced off that mound. He got on the ball quickly, but no chance for Murphy. I mean, that you couldn't have drawn it up better than what he just did.
And that is an extra bonus because that's one of your pinch hitters. That was Cal Murphy. Again, everybody has to play. You've got a 13-man roster. You've got 9 in the starting lineup. So there's the first one. Good off-speed delivery that time by Bucko. This is Mason Duval. Hero yesterday for this New Hampshire squad, both on the mound and at the plate. You see so many of these players announcing their favorite baseball player is Shohei Ohtani. Not surprising since many of these young men do double duty, both hitting and pitching. 1-2 pitch high and tight. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big punch out there for Eli Bucko. And that's his first K of the afternoon.
And that's a big one, too. Had a rally going by New Hampshire. Runners on first and second. And that at bat, Bucko shows you his ability to throw the off-speed pitches and locate them.
Lucier flied out to left field his first time up. Another Ohtani fan. Of course, he's doing double duty today as a starting pitcher, and as a pitcher, he's breezed through the first 2 innings. He hasn't allowed a hit thus far. In search of his first hit of the day at the plate. Socks that one in the air, drifting into foul ground, and good effort by Gorman, but not able to reel it in. Two on, 1 out. New Hampshire up 2 and looking for more here in the second. Turned out to be a beautiful day. Much cooler than the record heat we've had the first couple of days in Bristol, Connecticut. Upper 70s today. 1-2 pitch. This is lofted. Deep left center field. Back and gone. Three-run blast by the best overall athlete in this New England Regional, Tristan Lucier, dominating on the mound, dominating on this swing.
Yes, it was a dominant swing. He went down for that fastball, which was over the outer third. And Coach Duval has said when Tristan Lucier hits the ball, it just sounds different. And off the bat right there, you could tell it sounded different, and it went a long way for a 3-run bomb.
That's Oppo power right there by the 12-year-old. Mentioned the home run he had against Vermont. Traveled nearly 300 feet. That one might not have been as far to the opposite field, but just as impressive. All right, now if you're Eli Bucko, do you shake it off? Because they're going to need him to be effective and likely go deep in this game. Now in a 5-0 hole here in the second inning. Twin brother Cal Lucier now at the plate. He drew a walk, scored a run his first time up.
Well, if you're Bucko, you reach in that memory bank, and you got to remember the Connecticut versus Peabody game. Connecticut was down. Peabody jumped on them 3-0 in the first inning, and they battled their way back. So if you can take any lessons from that game, it's just take a deep breath, calm down, throw strikes. You know you've got a good offense, and keep your team in the game. Don't panic right now. There's a lot of baseball to be played. Two
2-2 count to the big cat, Cal Lucier. the story this New Hampshire squad has been already. They've merged North Manchester and Hooksett. Tim DeVal, the head coach, as you see there, still on active duty for the Coast Guard, 29 years. Certainly appreciate his service, and when he's not doing that, he's volunteering his time to coach Little League Baseball. Those are the kind of stories that you get with this event. You can't hear enough of that. Just so many people generous with their time to make a difference. Good battle here between Bucko and Lucier. Pitch number 50, by the way, for Bucko. And again, you only get 85. That's the limit in Little League. Eighth pitch of the at-bat. And it sails outside. The second time Cal Lucier has walked. We do have head coach Rob Rastelli mic'd up. And Rob is going to stay in the dugout for this one.
What did you have for dinner last night? Yeah. What was it?
How do you think that conversation is entailing there, Dave?
No telling when you get a mound full of 11 and 12-year-olds right now.
Could be, where are we getting a milkshake after the game? And again, it's not as tension-filled as it ordinarily would be when we're doing a regional championship game, because without the international participation, every final game you see today, both teams have already punched their ticket to Williamsport. So you might be a little more loose under the adversity of trailing by 5 runs in the second. Completely fooled on that one was Townsend. Townsend had the big 2-run double his first time up. There's another young man who doubles up as a hockey player. Swing and a miss over the top for the breaking ball. Second strikeout for Bucko.
Well, I tell you, whatever they discussed at that mound meeting, it worked perfectly, because Eli Bucko was lights out. He was able to get Keith Townsend fishing for that curveball. You got to figure maybe Paul Verdokian sensed that something was not right with Eli Bucko, and he just brought the team in there to discuss a few things to get back on track, and it has worked.
I like that. I like a 12-year-old taking control, giving a little pep talk without any of the coaches orchestrating that. Acevedo down 0-2. His favorite athlete is Bo Jackson. I mean, Bo Jackson was playing when you and I were kids, so I love the kid's sense of history. Swing and a miss. Eli Bucko knows strikeouts. He strikes the side. Strikes out the side before.
Out of the field, and he shows why he is one of the best athletes that we've seen in this regional. A blazing fastball on the mound and a good short compact swing at the plate.
Rasta Pasta will start things off. That's the son of head coach Rob Rastelli. This is Alex Rastelli hitting in the 9-hole. Pitch right down Broadway for a strike.
You got to hate that if you're a batter. You got a pitcher throwing gasoline. He airmails one way wide, then way inside, and he comes right down the middle with 2 fastballs.
Lucier has struck out the last 3 batters he's faced, 5 in total. Working quickly, just rearing back and firing fastball after fastball.
Hi. Oh.
leadoff pitch. That catches the corner for strike 3. A half a dozen punch-outs now for Lucier, 4 in a row. Another busy day of Little League action here on ESPN and ABC. The West region, Hawaii and Southern California. And then it's Michigan, Ohio, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. That's the Mid-Atlantic. That's also being played on this field in Bristol. And again, all teams have already clinched their trip to the Little League World Series, still trying to pick up a championship for their respective regions. We're 5 days away from the official start in Williamsport. Payman, the leadoff man, a strikeout victim his first time up.
And that was a good, healthy swing by Payman. And you can see right there, he had the fastball blown by him for strike 1. And at that moment, the next pitch, he was able to get his front foot down. He was on time. He just missed it by a hair.
Chase that rising fastball for strike 3. That is 7 and 5 in a row for Tristan Lucier.
Well, he's feeling it. And this is one of the tougher pitches to hit, an elevated fastball, especially at the velocity that Lucier is throwing. It looks great out of the hand, but very difficult to catch up to.
In on the hands, little bouncer off the bat of Budars, comedian and movie star. Yeah, he played his baseball with Manchester, New Hampshire. Look at that shot right there. I wonder if those friends from that team have stayed in touch with Adam Sandler. Wouldn't be a bad idea if you need a loan or just a really cool ticket somewhere, because Adam is hooked up and G'd up in so many ways. Hopefully he's tuning in, pulling on his former squad in the state of New Hampshire. I mean, how about that for a trio? Adam Sandler, Chip Kelly, and Ryan Day all played for North Manchester, New Hampshire.
I would have loved to have heard some of those team meetings with those guys leading the conversation, especially Adam Sandler. Can you talk about keeping a team loose, right? Can you imagine what he would tell a team?
He keeps the team loose with the jokes, and then you got Ryan Day and Chip Kelly. They could talk strategy in between innings. A 4-pitch walk to the pinch hitter. That's Gaspy, nicknamed Gas. Ryan Gaspy aboard. Leadoff walk. Again, you've got to insert all of your subs. You've got 9 obviously in the starting lineup, and then you've got 4 on the bench. And another pep talk for Eli Bucko, trying to keep his confidence high, keep his morale high. They need him to go deep in this game and be effective. Kind of a bumpy first couple of innings. You got the 8-hole hitter here, and we got another pinch hitter. This is Patton, Liam Patton, pinch hitting for Braden Connolly. Swings at one near his eyes. And be out of play near our camera well on the third base side. Almost hit the other camera well.
Stay awake. Stay awake, boys.
He's making sure our camera guys are up and at him today. Be on the lookout for a foul ball here. Not that time. Fooled on that pitch by Bucko. So Patton goes down on strikes. Let's see, do we have a third straight substitution? We will indeed. It's Timmy Evans. Timbo. Evans, the youngest of 7 kids. He's been a big jokester in the dorms where these players are staying. Again, even the lodging and the protocols there kind of have affected the environment during this run to Williamsport. You need a little levity from time to time. Swing and a miss. Bucko does have the strikeout pitch working for him.
And that's what he needs to do. I mean, he is feeling it. He's able to locate the fastball. We've seen a good curveball this inning. He's doing his part. He's got to hold New Hampshire, who's capable of putting up a lot of crooked numbers. He's got to hold them where they are right now and hope his offense can string some rallies together.
One of the few lefties in the game, Dom LeBranch, the leadoff hitter. Favorite player is one Kiki Hernandez. And will get by and an easy advancement to second base for Gaspy. Again squaring and taking outside. I wonder sometimes with the smaller, the shorter players with that smaller strike zone, if a guy like Bucko, who stands 5'11", struggles to get it in there. That time he gets one at the letters.
Yeah, I think that has a lot of effect on a pitcher, especially a taller pitcher whose arm angle is a little bit higher.
Bunt to third base. Barehanded pickup by Gorman, but not in time. Second bunt single out of that spot in the lineup, the leadoff spot. And 2 on, 2 outs for New Hampshire.
Dom LeBranch shows another textbook bunt right here, but he has just been an on-base machine all regional long. He had a 4-for-4 outing earlier this tournament. Was on base, I think, 3 times last game, and he shows you he's got a knack for starting rallies.
Yeah, we had the game yesterday where he walked 3 times. I don't think he swung at a single pitch outside of the strike zone. That's a knack, isn't it? I mean, it's hard to teach a 11, 12-year-old kid plate discipline and pitch recognition. Some kids just have a knack for that, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They see the ball a little bit better. And it's understanding your capabilities, right? He's not a home run hitter, so he's not going to go up there and take hacks trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Just see the ball and get on base.
Ball is rocketed into center field for a base hit. This will score run number 6 for New Hampshire. An RBI single for Mason DeVal.
Well, Mason DeVal, we've seen him do great things on the mound all tournament long and also at the plate. He has another fantastic short, compact swing, very quiet, not a whole lot of hitches going there, and he's able to drive that ball into center field for another RBI.
New Hampshire now 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position. That's where all 6 of their RBIs have come from. Here's Tristan Lucier, who's done it all today. Pitching a shutout. He hit a 3-run blast in the second inning. Bucko challenges him again, uncoils one deep left field. It's another bomb for Lucier. Dave DeLucci, this kid doesn't only have pop, he's got opposite field pop.
Yeah, that's scary pop right there. I mean, Eli Bucko made a good pitch once again on the outside corner. And Tristan Lucier just hammers another 3-run home run to put New Hampshire up 9-0.
Saw Mom Michelle fired up about that home run and fired up about what her sons have done in this tournament. I mean, this is a bomb. The left fielder, Jackson, just looks up and says, come on, I'm not getting that thing.
Move the fences back when he comes up to the plate.
I mean, the fence is 225, and that was a no-doubter. Now, if we were just playing pickup in the playground back in the day, Jackson would have to go run a quarter mile and track that ball down to bring it back. You can't just let a baseball go. Here's brother Cam. Cal Lucier hits a home run to right center field. Tristan and Cal Lucier go back to back.
Wow, how about that happy mother right there? I mean, how awesome is this? The Lucier twins are just unleashing some pop right here. Cal Lucier gets a fastball up and in, and he turns and burns on that. How many times have these guys done that in the backyard in wiffle ball games, dreaming about this situation, and they're able to do it on the biggest stage of their lives?
New Hampshire now outscoring opponents 44-1 since that opening round loss. And for the Lucier brothers, 3 home runs and 7 strikeouts on the mound for Tristan Lucier. Cal pulled his homer. Tristan's homers both going opposite field.
Come on, attitude is 99% of this. Come on, let's take the break here. Okay. I need you focused over at 1 now, though. Okay?
Coach, can you give me water?
Yeah. All right. Can I get you? Go grab your glove real quick.
Ready, Coach?
Right. Where you at? So listen, take your warm-ups, get loose. As soon as we start the play, appeal it. All right, just throw over, step off the rubber, throw over to first, to third, and we'll get that out. Hey, guys, give him a good defense back there. You're on 3. He's got to finish his warm-ups. He's got to. Yeah, I told him.
So that takes the run off the board. That's Cal, and that makes it 9-0 instead of 10-0. So that'll make it the 3rd out of the inning.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we'll tell you all about it when we come back and give you a great explanation on what just happened. Of course, I mean, you look at the surveys that all these players have filled out that we have a chance to go over. I mean, the overwhelming majority that the dream would be to be able to play Major League Baseball, and they'll get to see some guys do it right before their eyes as they get ready for play in the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. That'll commence in 5 days. 1-2 pitch to Buck, taken, frozen on that one. Second time he has struck out, and Lucier just continues to roll. His blistering fastball and pinpoint control now has led to 8 strikeouts.
Number 2, Ryan Gorman.
He has struck out 6 out of the last 7. There's a hot shot down the right field line. A base hit and extra bases for Gorman.
And that's what it's going to take right there for Connecticut to get back in this ball game. Ryan Gorman has swung a hot bat all regional long and does a fantastic job right here. That was a blistering fastball up and over the outside part of the plate. And he crushes that ball. He stays right on it. It's a backspin line drive down the right field line.
Verdokian, the catcher, walked his first time up. Speaks Armenian, mother a gymnastics coach. One of the bigger personalities on this Connecticut squad. A runner in scoring position for a rare time today for this Manchester, Connecticut squad. 3-ball count for Lucier. On the ground, right side. That'll get through. Gorman will get waved, and Gorman will slide home safely. Connecticut is on the board. RBI hit for Paul Verdorkian.
Another fastball middle away, another base hit to the opposite part of the field, and Connecticut swinging the bat much better this inning, and that's it, man. You start off with a base runner, you try to get that momentum back into your dugout, and you got to get that first run on the board. If you're going to have any chance to win this ball game, you chip away, run after run after run, and that's a perfect example of a team making adjustments, getting their front foot down early and hammering that fastball.
This is Griffin Zernata, the pinch hitter. Routine grounder to the left side. He is retired. Over to third on the play is Verdorkian. Now runner at third, 2 gone. 1 run in for Connecticut here in the 4th. Again, 6-inning games in the Little League. And the time is now to start mounting a comeback. Sean Stolars, the pinch hitter. Stolars lost his voice right before this event started. Going to try to make some noise at the plate with his bat. Pitch is wild, but no advancement that time for Verdorkian. Now stay at third on a 1-1 count. Well, as you mentioned earlier, Dave, and this Connecticut team had a game earlier this year. They fell behind 3-0 right away and managed to come back against Maine en route to a victory. Ever. The virtual fan zone experience. Visit littleleague.org/fanzone. Mike Morgan, Dave DeLucci from Breen Field in Bristol, Connecticut. Connecticut trying to make sure this game goes a full 6 innings. We're in the 4th, and there is a 10-run rule in effect. So if New Hampshire played at a pair here, the game would be over. Again, both these teams have already punched their tickets to Williamsport and the Little League World Series, but certainly want to pick up a championship crown if you can. Manchester has already made history getting to this point.
For New Hampshire, number 3,
will be
Keith Townsend.
Making more history in Williamsport. First time ever Manchester has gone. Connecticut teams have gone 20 times previously over the years. Just 4 from New Hampshire. The last one in 06, that would be Portsmouth. So both these teams really making historical runs already to this point. Townsend showing bunt, pulls it back and takes ball 1. Townsend was the winning pitcher in the win the other day against Maine. In that game, New Hampshire won 19-1. Wild ball to third. Going to take a strong throw, not in time from Gorman. An infield single will start things off for New Hampshire.
Number 1,
this is a tough play right here. Marlon Payman does a good job of getting the ball. He fires a strike, but Townsend is just too fast, and that's his 2nd hit of the day.
Come on, Jacoby! You got it, Jacoby! Oh! Good eye, kid. Good eye.
This is Jacoby Acevedo. Favorite player is Javi Baez. Javi Baez put on the 10-day IL today for the Mets. Ground ball up the middle, and that'll get through a base hit. Well, more heavy traffic for New Hampshire. They've had it every inning. And again, now that we're in the 4th inning, the 10-run rule is in effect. So if they get 2 more runs in this inning, the game would be over. See the run rule. And because they are the home team, put an end to this. That is Chavette. A big bopping catcher will drive in a run on a double down the left field line. It's 10-1.
Right behind you, right behind you.
I tell you what, Mike, I'm impressed. You've got the first and second hitter that you love to get on base. They go up there and they're very selective. They're doing the fake bunt. They're getting on base. Base hit after base hit, and then Chavette, who's got a tremendous swing. He already has a home run this regional. He gets up there and he gets a pitch right down the middle that he can hammer. He shoots it down the left field line for an RBI double. Nice job of offense by New Hampshire that we've seen all tournament long. These guys from top to bottom are so good.
What did he tell us? Confident young man. He'll beat you in anything but a foot race. You don't have to be that fast when you hit the ball that hard. He'll give way to a pinch runner at second. Now this week's Sunday Night Baseball is the series finale. Speaking of the Mets and Dodgers at Citi Field. Max Scherzer, Carlos Carrasco getting the start. That'll be on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. Our coverage beginning at 6 o'clock Eastern Time with baseball tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. Mets are in some trouble right now, and more bad news coming for Jacob deGrom. It's going to be at least another 2 weeks before he's able to throw the baseball. Braden Connolly can put an end to the game with a hit here, and the 10-run rule in effect. 2 on, nobody out. I guess somewhere out there, Ryan Day, Chip Kelly, and Adam Sandler are smiling. This New Hampshire team not only about to make history, if this holds up, they've got a chance to do one heck of an out in Williamsport. Nice play there. Look off the runner. And then record the out. So still runners at second and third, 1 down now.
Number 28, Bryson Michaud.
9-hole hitter, Ryzen Michaud. That gets to the backstop. Here comes the runner, and the tag is made. Beautiful play. Terrific tag by Gorman. That saves the season, or at least the game for Manchester.
Oh, this is awesome. I mean, wild pitch off the backstop, and this is just great heads-up awareness. Gorman knows exactly what to do. He covers home plate. That's 2 athletic plays in a row, but right there to concentrate and catching the ball and get the tag, that's phenomenal.
Well, he almost deserved to play at least another inning after that play. Again, that runner at third, if it scores here in the 4th, the 10-run rule would be in effect. That saves the game and potential championship for Connecticut. This ball is walloped into center. Long run, and that'll get all the way to the fence. A run will score, and New Hampshire does it again. Another offensive onslaught. A 10-run rule victory here in the 4th inning. Both teams will be going to Williamsport. And of the 16 teams that will be there for the Little League World Series, I'm not sure if anyone will be hotter than this New Hampshire squad. What a run.
Yep, they have absolutely swung the bats really well. Led at the plate by the Lucier brothers that are hitting the ball out of the ballpark at will. Solid pitching On top of that, Tristan Lucier was phenomenal today. He was working that fastball all over the plate, and it's a well-deserved